So Miriam, what town are we in? Secret location? Gosh, if only there was a clue. In this episode to the southeast region of Utah, we eat more good food, I buy more video gear, enjoy the most expensive cup of coffee I've ever had in my life, sneak into a separate sovereign nation without a passport, and learn why this sheep farmer is responsible for this guy. So what do you think? Huevo Rancheros. I already decided what I wanted. Gluten-free. Okay. Let's go in where it's warm.
Chacabo with quinoa.
And huevos rancheros. So we had to stop in at the camera store here. And why? Well, it's a long story. Actually, it's not a long story. Packed up the tripod to bring because we knew we were going to need a tripod. And got here and realized that I forgot the mounting bracket that connects the camera to the tripod. I went, great! So I have to have a tripod for this trip, and there's no way to find the mounting bracket because it's a simple, cheap, or inexpensive tripod that I ordered off of Amazon. So came down here to a camera shop and was content on spending maybe 50 bucks for a tripod. And the gentleman basically convinced me to buy a really nice tripod that folds up really tight, that will fit in the back area of the Spider.
But we had a nice conversation.
And a nice conversation. He's a fellow traveler. Even though he owns a camera shop, he only stays in a town for about 5 years before he moves on. My first thought this morning was the purveyor of all things is Walmart. So I Googled the nearest Walmart. It's in Grand Junction, Colorado, 2 hours away. So we're not going. Now we're heading down to Monument Valley now that I'm equipped with a good tripod. Spent a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but it's a good one. He says this will last you your lifetime. And knowing how much, it's not something that sits in the closet and doesn't get used. Lord knows we use our tripods a lot. So I bit the bullet, bought a good one. So we head south from Moab on US 191, going through several small towns, to include the small town of Bluff, Utah. Take a look at the date on this sign, giving full credit to the Native Americans who settled this land well before the Spanish and European settlers ever thought about it. We pass to another scenic little small town called Mexican Hat that gets its name from this rock formation. Well, this is all relatively new here. No, San Juan Motel. I guess it's there. It looks like it's been there for a while. So we just stumbled across a place that may look vaguely familiar to you. Not bad. Monument Valley is easily one of the most recognizable places on Earth, with its 1,000-foot tall red sandstone buttes, which are featured on TV and movies. Monument Valley is located within the Navajo Nation, which is a Native American territory with a population of over 350,000. It's spread out over 27,000 square miles, larger than the state of West Virginia, and is located within the borders of New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah. The legal relationship between the Navajo people and the federal government is complicated, but for all practical purposes, the Navajo are a separate sovereign entity unto themselves. They have their own government and their own police department, which is mostly staffed by Navajo residents. A few years ago, now it's been 20 plus years since I've been here, so this is all brand new. Not Monument Valley, the visitor center. Well, we just left the visitor center here at the Navajo National Tribal Park, and to mark the occasion, I purchased a cup of coffee. Stopping at the visitor center is the furthest point that we're going to on this trip, so we came here for coffee. Which translates to probably the most expensive cup of coffee I've ever had in my entire life. Doesn't make a difference if it's even bad coffee. It's worth it. Once in the Navajo National Park, which by the way, bears a striking resemblance to the U.S. national parks. However, my senior pass was not accepted. We then decided to take the 17-mile loop, which takes anywhere between 2 to 4 hours along a very scenic dirt road. While driving through this region, I get the distinct feeling I should be looking up to see if I can see a coyote with an anvil chasing a roadrunner. This road is passable with any type of motor vehicle. I mean, as far as car, no RVs, motorcycles are allowed. We've seen people out here with Porsche, driving Porsches. I don't know if they're pronounced Porsche or Porsche. But yeah, you can get by with any type of motor vehicle. The only problem is the road is really, really bumpy in many places. In the words of Teddy Roosevelt, who was driving on a similar road one time, was quoted as saying, "This road will bankrupt the English language." And I'm here to tell you, the area we're filming at right now is not that bad, but I'm looking forward to getting back on paved surface.
Like an amusement park ride.
Yeah, a bad one. But it's worth it. It's really worth it. Stopped here at Goulding's, is that Goulding's, to have lunch, and I just had a cheeseburger. Nothing remarkable about the cheeseburger, and you had
a taco, but made with Navajo fry bread, which was kind
yes,
of good.
But the view from the restaurant is unmatched anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop the video right there for a moment. Do you see that little 2-story brick building? Well, that is where Monument Valley as a destination began. In 1924, Harry Goulding and his wife Mike, her real name was Leon, purchased 600 acres of land that became available from the Navajo. Harry, a World War I veteran, decided to expand his business empire by raising sheep. Then in 1928, built a 2-story trading post. 10 years later, they drove to Hollywood with photos of Monument Valley. They met the famous director John Ford, who cut them a check for $5,000 for the rights to film the movie Stagecoach in Monument Valley. This is all part of Harry Goulding's plan to get Monument Valley on the map. When casting the movie, Ford decided to use a not very well-known actor named John Wayne. This movie propelled the Duke into stardom. Today, the Goulding's Trading Post consists of a very comfortable lodge, nice restaurant, gift shop, and the original trading post is now a museum. Well guys, we're going to bid a fond farewell to Monument Valley. It's been a heck of a day. Exceeded expectations. We're a little tired, but we got a pretty good drive back to Moab. And, well, Miriam, what do you think about Monument Valley?
Oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous. It just amazes me how erosion over time can create such beautiful art. And you know, I just love the different light, and you know, when you gaze at the rocks, you know, you begin to see faces and images, and it was just really cool.
It's incredible, and we have vowed that half a day in the valley wasn't enough. So we decided we're coming back. It'll be sooner than my last trip was 20 years ago. We're not going to wait 20 more years. I may not be around in 20 more years. So we're going to try to get here sooner than later. And maybe next time we're going to stay here in the valley, because there's several places to stay. Also several places to camp if you're of the mindset. But I think we're going to stay at the View, which is actually operated by the Navajo National Park Service, which is a separate park unto itself. And spread the love with those folks. Oh, so we got a pretty good drive back to Moab, and we missed what I call the typical what was his name? We missed the Forrest Gump shot of Monument Valley and the road. That's because the lighting was wrong coming in, and it's really bad leaving. It'd be totally silhouetted and not worth it. So another reason to come back. But it's going to be dark as we approach Moab, so I will be able to fulfill another dream of getting some stargazing on a moonless night in the desert. So looking forward to that. Yeah. So until the next one, we'll see you guys later.
They'll take care.
Bye-bye.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Feel free to leave a comment below.